All right, we haven't been doing this video for at least 2 to 3 weeks because we've been busy. Lee's been drinking and I've been doing nothing. So what's up,
Yeah,
Lee?
we should call this the drinking and nothing Zoom sip.
I'm drinking some whiskey.
Yeah.
Whiskey.
I've been drinking and burping.
Lee's getting
Um
ready for Christmas, man.
Real oh
You
I
got
have to
that.
paint my beard. I'm like I'm I'm from the pole. I hope you don't put your pole in me, buddy. You know.
Oh boy. Well, oh
Ooh.
man, I don't even know what to talk about. Well, I got this cool CD from Dream Theater from 2013, Live in Luna.
Mm.
It's Luna Park. It's really good though. You like Dream Theater?
I I heard the new song by Dream Theater and I liked it. I'm hoping that the new whole album is going to be as good as that one song.
Well, you like the last album by Dream Theater we did with Chris Elio. You
But
thought it
I
was
do
good.
like this one, maybe in some ways a little bit better.
Yeah, and I already pre-ordered it on album and CD. It comes with the album and a CD, so I got both. So
Uh,
I don't know what, dude. I pre-ordered so many fucking albums, and there's so many albums I'm still
uh,
fucking waiting for. It's like
this is
fuck, I don't
one
remember them all.
this is one thing that if you want to talk about we can. um why do people want to keep buying like an album and then a CD and then a why can't it be just one format? I mean, I will say really quickly, back in the day when I was growing up, if I wanted to hear Led Zeppelin and I was going to work, it wouldn't be feasible to carry a phonograph with me all the way down the street and play it. So I had it on Walkman. But otherwise, if people are staying at home and listening to stuff, why do they keep buying stuff on vinyl and then CD and then
Well,
whatever?
I usually buy stuff on vinyl, but and then the Amazon will give me the digital download, or the artist will
Mm.
give you a digital download in the vinyl. But the thing is, for some reason lately, Amazon hasn't been giving me the fucking digital downloads. And I want to play that shit in my car. So I have to go buy the CD now, or at least Amazon Music.
Wow.
But I have the street. I subscribe to Amazon HD. So I don't have that problem anymore because I could, like, if I buy an album, it'll be streaming. If they don't give me the digital code to put it on my iPhone, I could still stream it on Amazon HD. And I feel okay because that's actually giving them another penny. I already bought their album. I'm not like stealing
Yeah.
it. So I feel okay streaming it.
Yeah.
Like I got this, but I got this on CD, the new Tremonti. You know who Tremonti is?
Yeah, I know.
Have you heard Tremonti?
Mm. I liked Creed and I liked Ultra Bridge, so I'll probably like Tremonti.
Yeah, Mark sings lead on these, dude.
But the thing is, like, all these people are coming up with new music, and it's like, man, it's hard to keep up.
Well, Tremonti,
You keep up because you keep buying new stuff, so you're more in tune with the new stuff than me.
well, I bought some old stuff. I bought the Don Dawkins solo album, Up from the Ashes.
Well, let's keep talking about Tremonti.
And I got Metallica Black Album remastered.
Let's just keep talking about Tremonti.
But the live show is really good, though. That's why I wanted it.
God.
And Lindsey Buckingham's new album.
Oh God! Let's keep talking about Tremonti instead.
Okay, Tremonti.
Even though I've never even heard of that yet.
Wolfgang Van Halen was on one of their albums as a member, so they're really
okay.
Close.
That's good. That's a good thing.
Hey, did you hear Wolfgang came up with Guns N' Roses last night and did Paradise City with him?
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's
he
cool.
posted that. And let's talk about David Lee Roth retiring his dancing
Would you
shoes.
believe that? Right 1/2 second before you said that, I was about to say, let's talk about that.
All right, give me your opinions on David Lee Roth retiring. Is it
Um,
real or is it fake?
I don't know whether it's real or fake because I think that David Lee Roth always says stuff for show. But as far as my opinion, before I say my opinion, because I've thought about this and I thought about doing a video about it, but I then decided, who cares? I don't even care if I do a video about it because it's kind of like, why? But I'll talk about here. When I heard Van Halen live back in the day, back in the 80s, I thought it was really great. And usually, this is just me, but usually if I heard Kiss or Van Halen or Rod Stewart or one of those guys, or even Genesis back in the day live, I thought, okay, I heard one concert live and I feel like it's an experience that I get to keep. I didn't feel like I needed to keep seeing them. So even if they did concerts later, I felt like I already had my fill. I don't need to go to see them live again. The exceptions to the rule were if they were groups that were either local or where band members knew me or my family, in which case I would go and see them live more than once. But with big groups back in the day, one and done. And so with David Lee Roth, as far as whether or not he performs again live, I think if he feels like he's tired and he wants to stop, or if he's finally giving like an understanding to people who say, you know what, you're not like how you used to be, why don't you stop? If he feels like he needs to stop, I'm okay with it. As far as I'm concerned, if I had never seen David Lee Roth live before and I wanted to see him live and I wasn't able to go to these shows, then I might feel differently. I might feel like at least he could have a few more shows and I could go to one of them. But because I did see him live, I think for me, I'm fine with whatever decision he makes because I'm not the kind who needs to see every single show or many shows by a group.
Well, this is my opinion on David Lee Roth. Man, he deserves to retire. He's a freaking awesome guy. You know, they have this fight between David Lee Roth and Sammy Hagar, and I think it's meaningless and shit. You like who you like. Fucking, I know Sammy keeps talking about it, but you need to realize that the people who are interviewing Sammy ask him about that. He just doesn't say it willy-nilly. So they like to fucking stir division like all media does.
Yeah.
And you know, our buddy Eric, RMCP Jordan, he said, "Congratulations on your retirement, Daily Roth. You deserve it." And fuck Sammy Hagar. I told him, you know what? That was a beautiful post until you had to put the fuck Sammy Hagar on there. Why are you giving Sammy Hagar headlines when it should have just been about David Lee Roth?
Well,
It's like get David Lee Roth is in these Roth fans' heads, and they can't get Sammy out of their heads. It's like Sammy is living in their head. Just let it go, man. David's awesome. I love Sammy. Who fucking cares, man, anymore? It's fucking, this debate has been going on since 1985 and I'm fucking tired of it.
I mean, I agree with you that it doesn't matter, but I will say that for those people with whom it does matter, I say if it gives them pleasure to say that, I don't care. I only care if they get on my case for my opinions. I don't care whether I get on their case for their opinions because I'm better. But if they get on my case for my opinions, then that's one thing. But the thing is, just like they have every right to say that, you have every right to tell them that you don't think it's cool. It's an equal opportunity situation.
I know. It just gives me a fucking headache. Just seeing people going back and forth on Sammy Dave. It's like a fucking merry-go-round, man. It's a merry-go-round. You don't like him, fine. I'm okay with that.
I don't go to a particular group where I may or may not still be a member because I might have decided I didn't want to be, because they talk about the singer, and I'm like, it just gets old hat,
I don't give a fuck if you don't like Sammy Hagar. I don't give a fuck if you don't like David Lee Roth. I like them both. So I'm fucking happy as a motherfucker right here. So fucking, you don't like him, I don't care. You like him, I don't care. You like him, I will tell people fucking hands down, David Lee Roth's material with Van Halen is the real Van Halen. Sammy Hagar stuff should have been called Van Hagar, but I do enjoy it. But I don't enjoy it as much as fucking David Lee Roth. But I do enjoy Sammy solo and Sammy's other groups better than solo David Lee Roth, except for Eat 'Em and Smile, kicks ass over all of Sammy's shit. That's how I put it.
Okay. Not that you asked me, but I'm going to tell you anyway. I think that regardless of whoever is in a band, as long as the band has a certain name, I would have thought it would be totally irritating if they called it Van Hagar, because the point is the group was called Van Halen. But as far as just for categorizing the different musical aspects, it's okay to say it. But in my opinion, I would say that it's the same as with Kiss or with Aerosmith when they had Rockin' the Hard Place with Jimmy Crispo and Rick
That was a fucking great album, though.
They could have called it Aerosmith Mark II, which would have been odd to me. But to me, and this is my opinion, I think that when Aerosmith got back together with Joe Perry and Brad Whitford and they did Done for Mirrors and they did all that stuff, I actually think it's more of a Mark II version of Aerosmith because of the fact that they started to use a lot more outside riders and they were just getting more commercial in sound. But to me, no band needs to really worry what the fans think about the name of it. Like Foreigner could be called Foreigner no matter what, because you could think about it, and if all of the members are foreign, then hey, it's like if there's no original members because they're all foreigners. I'm being funny, but you know what I mean? So I think that I bought I bought 5150 when it came out. I thought it was a disappointment. I bought OU812. I liked it. And then after that, I stopped buying them. But I think that overall, I would just think that if people wanted to say, they could say it. The Roth era or the Hagar era. Like they could say Van Halen Roth era or Van Halen Hagar era. And then that would be a little more appropriate to my mind, because it's still the same band. It's just that when it came to particular vocalists, it changed. But that's it. That's what I think.
I agree with you. And Foreigner is like Mick Jones sometimes doesn't play with them live. So it's like not the original band at all, but Kelly Hansen just do a great Lou Gramm impersonation, but he gives his own kick on it. He doesn't actually copy Lou Gramm's vocals. He does do his own thing. I've seen them live and I really enjoyed it. Mick Jones was at the show. But Lou Gramm is fucking a vocalist that just, I don't know. People call Foreigner that said nobody could name the people in the band. You could name two. You could name Lou Gramm and you could name Mick Jones in the band. They are not a faceless band. And it gets me pissed when they call them a faceless band.
Yeah.
Because those two members fucking are Foreigner, Mick Jones and Lou Gramm. Lou Gramm is one of my all-time fucking favorite vocalists. But before I get into the Foreigner rant, I just like to say congratulations on your retirement, David Lee Roth. And if my wife would let me go, I would go see your show, one of your last 5 shows in Vegas, because I would like to see you. You didn't disappoint me when I saw you with Van Halen with Wolf. You didn't disappoint me when I saw you on the Skyscraper tour. You know, you did do a soft shoe dance on the Van Halen tour. You didn't jump over the high risers, but you're fucking old, dude. I don't expect you to do that. And I did enjoy the live album. Some songs on the live album were cringeworthy, but fuck, you still rock.
Well, the one thing I will say, it's your money. If you want to, whether or not you want to spend the money on the David Lee Roth show or a 200-pound banana split, that's up to you. You can spend your money however you want. You could spend your money on whatever good or whatever piece of crap you want to spend it on. And if you don't think it's crap, then that's you. I mean, I would not put my hard-earned pesos in a bathroom stall to watch a piece of crap go down the drain. But if someone wants to do that, that's totally up to them. But I ain't going to spend my pesos on watching a piece of crap. But if you want to spend your money either on a banana split or on a David Lee Roth show, you can.
But I'm saying, I think he'd still put on a good show. I think he's still a showman. I think he's one of the best showmen in rock history.
He was.
He's not as bad as Paul Stanley. You know,
I'm not going to agree, but I'm not going to disagree either.
I think maybe he should retire from live, but fucking David Lee Roth should make a fucking blues album. He's got the voice. That. I think he should make a blues fucking album. Fucking, he's got that growl. He's still, you know, he's got that, you know, rah, rah, rah.
He's got
he's got that killer blues fucking voice.
You got me going.
He could do like Paul Rodgers and make a Muddy Waters album, you know.
No.
You don't think he could do Muddy Waters? He could do fucking...
He couldn't do some like Paul Rodgers if he tried.
I'm just saying he can make a Muddy Waters covers album like Paul
He
Rodgers.
couldn't make a I fell in muddy waters and had my pee and piss stain my pants album. He could call it pee and piss stain my pants, and he could have me on keyboards. Have me on keyboards, and I will write the songs for him.
You know what I'm pissed off at that fucking Sammy Hagar is putting his birthday shows at fucking Catalina Island with a fucking huge show. And I can't fucking go because I'm going to be in Vegas with my family for my birthday. Because his birthday is 10/13. My birthday is 10/9. But I can't go. And I want to fucking go because Sammy always puts on a good show. I've never seen a bad Sammy show, dude. And
So
I love Michael Anthony, dude. I love Michael Anthony.
You're someone who keeps going and going and going and going to the shows.
Yeah, you know what I'm going to in January? You know what I'm going to see in January? I'm going to see REO Speedwagon again.
You know what? If with your hard-earned money, that's what you want to do, fine. I think that for me personally, there are a lot of really good bands in the clubs that you could even meet personally and maybe have on the show, and you don't go because you are like a guy who just wants to see the big names, which is fine.
Dude, I went to clubs.
I don't care. But I don't care about the big names now, except for maybe one or two that I still want to go to. But I mean, otherwise, I don't care about ever giving my money to those big names ever again.
Do you think Pat Benatar is a big name? Now?
Yeah.
Now?
Still, because of me.
She was amazing in concert. Her and her husband, Neil Girardo. Neil Girardo is one of the most underrated guitar players of all time. And I also put John Petrucci in that from Dream Theater. These people do not get named in top guitar players lists.
The thing is that at least you probably didn't see Pat Benatar before in concert. This was your first time.
No.
Right?
No.
Right?
This is the 8th time I've seen her in concert.
Well, then what the fuck are you bitching? If it was the first time, I would say good for you. Now I'll just say business as usual. You're going to go to the same restaurant, order the same stuff over again.
I'll tell you bands that I've only seen once. I've only seen Night Rangers right before the pandemic. And I was like, what the fuck didn't I see this band before? That was one of the best fucking concerts I ever seen in my life. Jack Blades, Kelly Keagy, fucking Brad Gillis, fucking kick fucking ass. And then the other concert I seen was like 2013 with Stryper. Oh my God. I saw that concert and I was at the House of Blues, not a big fucking arena. Stryper doesn't play arenas. Okay. And fucking Stryper, I was like, why the fuck didn't I see Stryper before this? That was one of the best fucking concerts I ever seen with Stryper.
Okay, so most of these groups that you see over and over again.
I haven't seen Stryper over and over again.
I'm talking about the only two, but otherwise you see all these groups over and over again.
REO Speedwagon and Styx, I've seen over and over. The Styx concert was amazing. I loved it. The thing is, I haven't seen Styx with my wife. And my wife enjoyed it. And she keeps talking about that Styx concert. That was awesome to see a Styx concert through her eyes, you know. And this will be the second time I've seen Styx with her. And this will be the second time I'm seeing REO Speedwagon with her. But
whatever.
And I've never seen Pat Benatar with her. And that was awesome. She was crying because my wife is a singer. My wife cried at the freaking Pat Benatar concert because she was so good. When you see somebody you love cry at a concert because it's so fucking good, it makes my day. I see the concert through her eyes now.
I'm gonna do some songs where I do crying, and that way You can watch them over and over again. You can invite her to sit with you on the YouTube and watch me.
Can I tell you why I always go to an REO Speedwagon concert?
You can tell me whatever you want.
That in 1985, I told you this on the REO Speedwagon Wheels of Turning tour,
All right, whatever.
which I have.
Yeah, whatever the
I
fuck.
gotta show you.
Yeah, whatever the fuck. I don't care.
You see the REO Speedwagon bandana back there, Wheels of Turning, by the Beatles poster above the rug?
Yeah, I do.
I've had that since 1985.
Good for you. You deserve a Nobel Prize.
I think you're gonna feel like shit when I tell you why. I keep watching them.
I feel like shit already, but go on.
That was the first concert my mom took me to.
Okay.
My mom passed away in 2004.
I'm not upset about that. In fact, I commend you for that. You know, if that's cool. My first concert I saw, I don't know if it's the very first, but it was the Banana Splits, you know.
I showed you that.
And then they had and I had them sign paper for me, and I had pictures of me as a little kid with my glasses seeing them. But if the Banana Splits did a reunion, I don't necessarily feel like I need to see them. But I mean, I'd be cool with people seeing them. But I mean, for me, a concert was a concert.
The thing is, REO Speedwagon has an emotional attachment to me. My mom passed away.
I hear you.
My mom passed away in 2004. So I go see those concerts in honor of her.
Hey, that's right on.
Same thing with Pat Benatar. My mom took me to a lot of concerts of Pat Benatar. I go see her because of my mom. And also Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, but I can't see them anymore because Tom Petty passed away. But when Tom Petty passed away, I know I said this before, I cried like a baby. You know why? Because it had an emotional attachment with my mom, and I miss her so much. I'm crying right now thinking about my mom and Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
Sorry.
And it's like, I miss my mom. I don't feel I had enough time with her. She was a single mom. She took care of me, dude. And she was the best mom ever. And I know I treated her like shit at times. But I hope she knows now. I hope she's up there thinking my son really did love me,
I wanna tell you something. This might my dad every year on Halloween or Halloween Eve, when his dad died, he would cry, and he would cry all day because of his dad's death. One year he cried all day, and it was so extremely intense. He just kept crying and crying. And I realized it was a day after the day that he died. So what I said, wait, Dad, actually, you said your dad died on this day? And when it's actually the day after. And oh, and then from every year on, he didn't cry again. A lot of it is psychological. I'm not saying that you don't have to feel the way you do, but a lot of what we feel is psychological energy from whatever it is that we experience. And what I want to say is, as long as someone can realize that, they can still feel however they feel, but you can think about it as though you had great memories, and she's at peace, and your life is continuing, and instead of feeling sad about it, you can just think how wonderful it was during the time that you had with her, but that now you've learned from her and you have grown as a human being and can give her thumbs up and can say, cheers, Mom, without necessarily feeling like sad for her, because everyone's life has that, everyone has their own lifespan. That's all I want to say. I don't want to be like psychological with you too much, but I want to say, with me, when people in my life died, a lot of times I was like, you know what? I understand. I mean, sometimes I felt bad about it, but other times I felt like I understand why. And it's just a life process. Their spirit still lives. They haven't exactly died. Your mom's spirit is still living. She is still around. It's just that the physical pains or the physical stuff that was going on with someone, that stuff is no longer an issue, but they're in a better spiritual place because they don't have those physical limitations of having to worry about like a lot of the physical stuff that goes on in the physical realm. That's all I want to say.
Yeah,
I mean, you can think whatever you want, but I mean, I said that I said that hoping as a spiritual healing element to you, and I apologize if you don't want me to say that, but I said it in love.
I know my mom is still around. I know her
Right
soul
on.
is still there.
Yeah.
I know she's still watching over me. I just miss her because I feel I failed her because
Um.
the night before she passed away, I just got a new computer and I was doing illegal downloading on my computer, the first computer I had in 2004. And she came in the room and she said, Mark, can you pull my car into the garage? I don't feel good. And I said, yeah, Mom, I got it. So I went and pulled her car in the garage and didn't check on her. And I woke up late for work the next morning and I just ran out and I didn't check on her to see if she's okay. And then I came home and they said her friends came over and found her dead in her bed. And I felt I failed her because I did check on her before I went to work. I could have saved her. And
But
it's like
it's,
I was into my own fucking shit, dude. I didn't
you
fucking check
are
on my
not.
mom.
Here is the thing. Here's the thing. You have. It is not your fault. That's the thing that you have to remember. Is that a lot of what we feel about what we go through, we think is our fault. It isn't, because every person, every spirit, everything that happens, it's for its own reason. And we have to, I mean, it's up to us to learn. You can feel bad about it, but please, I would like to suggest to you, it is not your fault. You did the best you could. You could not have known what went on. This is like a learning experience. All you need to do is understand you can have compassion and you can feel better for yourself and love yourself, knowing that you have compassion and that you feel that good and loving towards your mom, but you can also feel good about yourself because you know that if you had known better about what was going on, you could have taken care of it. But because there's no way that you could have known, it is not your fault. It is a part of a learning experience about understanding that some things in life happen that we can't understand, but that's part of love and understanding. And if I'm going way too far, please, I apologize. But I just thought that as a guy who feels for you right now, I wanted to explain that that's what I would want to explain to you.
It's just like after she died, I thought back on the last night I talked to her, and I'm going,
Yeah.
she looked like total shit, and I should have went in there and talked to her instead of getting into what I was doing and not worried about her, and not thinking about her. I didn't think about her. I
Yeah.
was thinking about myself. I should have been in there and said, Mom, should we take you to the emergency room? Mom, should we take you somewhere? Because after she died, she just came back from like Arco AM PM, and she was smoking again. She put her cigarettes in the refrigerator.
Oh
That's how
man.
bad she was, dude. She didn't even notice that she put her bag of cigarettes in the refrigerator with her Snapple that she bought. I was like, she was really fucking bad. She couldn't even pull her own car into the garage. She asked me to do it. I did it, but then I just went blah 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 and
Yeah.
didn't check on her. I was running late for work the next day. I didn't go in and check on her.
My
Without her, I wouldn't have had my job right now, because I got
yeah.
fired because I got points. It's a non-fault system where you get points. And I was taking care of her, and I kept asking the managers, I'm taking care of my mom. She needs help. She needs help. She's going through dialysis. She's having mental problems. I need to take care of her. And there's nothing we could do
Yeah.
for you, Mark. And I came home, Mom, I got fired because I had to go pick you up from the hospital. And she called fucking Disney and told them, my son was taking care of me. What the fuck? He was taking care of I have nobody else but Mark. He was taking care of me. She called and they fucking took the points off, and I got my job back. And I've been there for 20 fucking years, dude. All because of her fucking defending me, dude, for taking care of her.
I will say that when my mom, who I considered to be my real mom, Irene Gerstmann, died, I was in bed, and she did smoke a lot. She had stopped drinking, but she kept smoking. But she was on the phone to 911, and she said, please help me. I can't breathe and nothing is happening. And I was in bed, and I was going through my own stuff. So I wasn't thinking about it seriously. And so when the paramedics came and all that, and then she died, so I'm not saying that I don't know exactly what you mean. In fact, after that, me and my dad were like, what are we going to do? And then without getting into it, let's just say it was like a progression. But one thing that I do understand is that she had the choice to stop smoking if she had wanted to. And so I can't blame myself for how she died, because it was her body, her cigarettes, and the same thing with my natural mom, who I went to help her with a friend of mine, and her place was so bad. Without getting into a long story, me and my cousin Yvonne, who I'm still really good friends with, she was like coughing a hell of a lot, and I was too. And I said, Yvonne, really, we can't stay here. We're going to get really sick. Do you want to come over to my place and stay? And she was like, oh, thank God. And so we did that. And without getting to another long story, eventually Yvonne got her own place, which was cool. But then my mom died, and my friend who was helping her clean her place. He was determined to help her clean her place, and he cleaned it for her so that it was finally clean before she died. But then she died, and she was saying, don't call the paramedics, don't call anyone, and stuff. And she was very adamant about it, so he did not, and I don't blame him. But the thing is, I had to go back there and with Yvonne, because we had things in there that we needed to take. And so even though her face was covered and her body was covered, I saw her arms, her legs, I saw her body dead, which was not ever something that I would ever want to do. But I do remember that she did one time say, Lee, when I die, I want you to be there with me. And I said, I don't want to do that because I don't want to think of you dead. And then she said, I understand, honey, but at least I kind of at least fulfilled her wish by seeing her dead, even though I didn't see her face. So I'm not saying this to say that I'm totally shunning anything that you're saying. All I'm saying is that mentally, I got to the point where I realized a lot of this stuff is what life happens to us, and that instead of me trying to think, oh, this is just life going over and over and over and over again with all these repeat patterns, instead I'm thinking there's no avoiding it, but we can learn from it. That's all for me, that's what I'm saying.
I agree with you. I didn't
Yeah.
get to see my mom dead. They showed a video of her in the embalming table. That's all I got to see of her. I didn't believe that she died. I said, you guys are lying to me. Same thing with my grandma and my grandpa. I wasn't there when they passed. That was my only family, my grandma, my grandpa, and my mom. So I lost all three of them. And I luckily have my wife's family that really rules.
Yeah.
And
that's
and I
I
have you as a brother, Lee, and I love you, and I want you to. I was worried about you when you were in the hospital too.
You know what? When you were telling me about your family, don't think that I wasn't crying.
I know,
because I was kind of crying. All I'm trying to say is that like my dad, who eventually got over his dad's death about 50 years later, it's because I let him know that when he was crying on the day that he thought his dad died, it was a day after. So all I'm trying to say is that was like psychological energy. So he eventually got to the point where he could still remember, but it didn't affect him physically because he was able to realize within time that something happens. If something happened in like 1960 and people still have shock over it in 1980, is that because it still happened, or is that only because they are mentally still thinking about it? So what I have to say is a lot of what we go through has to do with our mental way of thinking about it. And I'm not saying it's wrong, but I mean, I'm just saying that part of healing and a part of going through life is understanding how life goes on. And that's the only thing that I want to say.
all right. Well, we should end this on that note. And congratulations on David Lee Roth retiring.
Yeah.
Big hug to you, Lee, and I love you, brother.
And same to you, brother.
And stay healthy, man. And give me the
and
notes.
You too. Okay. All right.
All right. Love
Take
you,
care,
man.
and peace be with you, and good hot dogs for you.
And rock on, people. Later.
Right on. Okay. Bye.